Well, welcome back to 2024, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed your time off. This is the second start of year session that we are running this year. In this session, we'll be going over a few things. First of all, is your CSV file, okay? Where to get it from, what to do if it's in the wrong format, so on and so forth. We'll be going over a little thing called Smart Training. Okay, it's a very powerful module that we've created for you guys. I can't wait to get into that. We'll be going over moving your patrons. Okay, so moving everyone to left, which allows a nice clean import. Importing your patrons, and then a bit of reporting on those left students and what to do after that. So let's jump into it. So as always, you need to be logged in as an administrator. Okay, if you're not an administrator, definitely email us and we can sort that out for you. We'll speak to another administrator within the school. I'm sure they can set you up as well. So first thing we want to have a look at is our Smart Training. Okay, so from your menu, you've got your training option down the bottom. Okay, and inside there's only one option, so you can't get lost. It's just training. All right, so when we're in here, okay, there's a few little training sessions that you can go through, but we're going to be focusing on our study procedures. So when you get some spare time, come in, have a look. You'll see what we have to offer in here, and this is always changing. Okay, so with new features coming out, we'll be putting in some new training material. Alrighty, but yeah, have a look in there, and there's lots to actually get through. So if you're a new user, it's really awesome to get your head around Smart Suite and TV for Education. Alright, so we want to look at our study procedures. Oh, actually, before I jump in there, you will also find from the menu our support option here. Okay, inside here you've got a few things that you might want to have a look at after the session. Our FSI user community, okay, so that's our Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, definitely jump in there, have a look. We've got countless librarians on there that can assist you in queries you have about certain things you do in your library. It's always good to get answers from us. However, we don't use the system every day like a proper librarian does, so it's always great to communicate with others and network and see what others are doing in their library. You also have search help. Okay, this is very important for all users, new and existing. This is our main help article website. Okay, so anything that we have created help article wise, you'll find in here. Search is super simple. If I want to go start of year, alrighty, very first one that pops up, what to do start of year. Okay, so you can run through these as well if you don't want to run through the Smart Training, but the Smart Training is pretty fantastic, so I would definitely run through those. But you can have a look at this as well if you're more of a I want to sit and read a step-by-step article. Okay, and you'll find all our articles in here, so definitely have a look in there as well. Just go back here. Okay, so maybe bookmark this page so you can always get back to it whenever you need to. But feel free to also just ask us questions. We'll point you in the right direction as well. Alrighty, so we'll jump back to our Smart Training module. Click on the training to expand the training. Within there you'll have three other options: beginner, intermediate and advanced. We'll start at the start. You can see here that there are 5 training sessions that you can run through in regards to our start of year procedures. If I expand beginner, you'll see I have 3 options in here with a start training button on the right. Okay, so preparing your file for import. This is obviously making sure that your CSV file is in the right format, has the correct information in it as well. If we jump back to our articles here, okay, you'll see here, before you begin, we require a CSV file. Okay, you can get it from your business manager, registrar, or someone on the admin team. I know a lot of the librarians that do the work also have access to the admin system, so they can get this information themselves. But if you can't, that's where you should start. Okay, so by default, we need the following fields in the CSV file for the import to actually work. Okay, so if you only have first name, surname, and year level, and you go to import, you will get an error saying it is missing some information. Okay, so these fields here are the fields that we do need for the import to even take place. Okay, you can have more information if you want. Okay, so you can have street address, the doctor, any information that you want to add, as long as there's a field you can match it to in SmartSuite. But as long as we have these options here, okay, so these 6 options, you'll be right as you'll be good to go. Okay, we also have a teachers one here in case you want to import your new staff as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click Start Training on my preparing your file for import. Okay, a little bit of information about the training. I'm just going to click Start Training. And you'll notice at the bottom, let's move my face, my pretty face. Bottom right, you'll have a little Smart Training pop up. Okay, this is the steps that you'll follow to complete the training. Okay, so step 1, check that the minimum information is included in your file. Okay, so you'll want to double check your CSV file. I'll just grab mine. Right. Here's mine. Okay. I don't have many students in my school, but this is my CSV file. Okay, so it says here, ensure the minimum file contains these data points. Okay, so I need first name, surname, year level, homeroom, and email. Okay, you can see here I have preferred family name, so that's surname, preferred first name or given name, my role class, which will be my homeroom, my year, which is my year level. I also have some extra fields, username and email address. Okay, and I also have this one here, which is enrollment ID. This ID will change, its name-wise, will change from state to state, school to school. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So I've gone through. I can see that I have all the information I would like to have for a Patreon import. Okay. So I'm happy now. I'll just close that. I don't need to see that anymore. Okay. So I've checked that. I can go next. Step 2, ensure that your file is saved as a CSV file. Okay, to do that, sometimes your exports will come in Excel format. Okay, so good way to check that is just to hit File. Okay, we want to hit Save As. Select your folder, and then what I want you to do is make sure your save type is set to CSV, delimited. Okay, you might have it as a Excel workbook. Okay, and then all you have to do is select CSV, delimited, hit save. Okay, it says it already exists. Yes, I want to keep the format. I'm happy. Now I know that my CSV file or my Excel document, whatever it is saved in CSV file format, so that when I go to upload it, I will have no issues. Okay, you can see here, delimited, click save, there's my new CSV file in the correct format. Okay, so you will be able to see it does end in .csv, or if you're running the latest Windows, you'll see the file type as Microsoft Excel, comma, separated values file. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. Okay, so I've done those steps. I will now click finish because I've completed my first smart training. I can go ahead and click close on the session there. Actually, I'll just click here. Okay, so it's loaded up the smart training again, and I can see I've completed 1 of 5. Okay, you'll see that the training that I just completed has now changed to restart training. Okay, so you can restart them at any time. Now I'm going to jump to my next one. So really the first step of your start of year procedures is moving everyone to a classification or year level of left. Okay, this allows you to then report on those students that have left. So if they still have books owing, you can then run reports and chase up those parents or those students. Okay, so I'm going to hit start training on my next one. Start training. All right, so you can see the steps here. I've got to go to system menu, down to configuration, and then to authority editor. Now you won't have this many fields in yours. You'll just have the 3, I believe, but this is our test site, so we've got a few more. Okay, so I've done that. I'll click next. Okay, change the drop down from audience to class grade. On my left here, I have audience with a drop down arrow. Click that, select class grade. Okay, so these are my year levels or class grades. Okay, and we'll go ahead and look for a left to 2023 or whatever year it is that you're running. We suggest to create that left class grade. Okay, so you can see here, this is from when Quentin created his. Okay, let me just go ahead and delete that. Okay, and then I'll show you step by step on how to add one. All right, so I'm going to go next on my smart training pop-up. It says in the blank input box at the top, okay, type left last year's date. Very simple. The area up the top, left, 2023. Okay, then click the little plus button at the end. Okay, this will add that class grade as an authority. Okay, it will then ask you to enter in your final borrowing dates and loan limits. For this class grade, you won't be adding any of that information, but you could if you were adding a new class grade that you were actually going to use. Okay, so I'll just click close at the top there, and I now have my left 2023 class grade. Okay, I'll finish that. Go back to my next smart training session, moving patrons to your left class grade. Okay, so let's hit start training. Okay, first step, from our menu we want to go to configuration and then global functions. Scroll down, next. Step 2, under functions created by FSI, we want to expand the patron option. That's this one here. Double click move patrons by classification. This one here. Okay, you can see it's opened up my global function. Select all year levels from your previous year. Okay, so that'll be, you know, for a primary school 1 to 6 or prep to 6, kindy to 6. High school will be 7 or 8 to 12. We have quite a few, so I'm going to select all these ones here. Kindy, okay, it doesn't matter how many you select, go through and do it. Click that little close button. Click next on my smart training. Alright, now I click search. Okay, it shows me all the patrons within those year levels. Okay, we don't have very many. What you want to do next is hit change. Okay, click next on my smart training. Now we want to select the new class grade that we've created. Okay, This will be where we're moving all the existing patrons to. Okay, so we'll select here. You can type in as well, and it will pop up on the left there. Just gotta find it. Left 2023. Okay, so I've got class grade overwrite to left 2023. Okay, once I've done that, click update. Click next on my smart training. Okay, and then select confirm. Okay, so you just want to make sure you match the filter or the number of items in the filter. You'll see in the previous step there was a number of by filter, and then you just want to double check what's happening. So I'm filtering out everyone in these year levels or class grades, and I'm changing them to this one here, left 2023. Okay, just move this. Click confirm at the top. Your changes have been successful. Beautiful. Click OK. I like to double check. Okay, so what I'll do is just click search, just to make sure that they all have been moved. Okay, so I can now say confidently that all my patrons have been moved to the left class grade. Okay, I'll put this arrow to go back. You can also, if you wanted, select your left class grade to double check, search. Beautiful, I can see that they're all left. The other step that you should do here as well, which is not in the article, but I will add it, is move everyone from their homeroom. Okay, so as I did before, I added my left 2023, rerun the search. I can see all my patrons who are in left. Beautiful, that's what I want. I'll click change. I'll change my class grade option to homeroom, and you can scroll down and find your left class grade again, or you can just type it in. It's up to you. I think I may have to type it in. 2023. Okay, we don't have one. Beautiful. So once I've entered it in, I can click the plus button here. Okay, left 2023 is a new homeroom. Are you sure you want to add this? Yes, I am. Click OK. All right. So then I'll go ahead and click update. Again, you've got to double check your filter. 5 items by filter. I'm filtering everyone in this, when really it's just this one here to left 2023. Okay, going to hit confirm. Changes are successful. Okay, and again, I'll run the search, and I can see everyone has been moved to left. So class grade is now left 2023, and their homeroom is left 2023. Okay, now that allows you, when you're running reports on your existing students, that it will not show up patrons that have left. Okay, so they are now definitely separated from the rest of the school when you do your import, so that you can clearly report on those users. Right, so what we're going to do now is jump back to our smart training. Let me just refresh this. Okay, I've completed 3. 1, 2, 3 are completed. I will now jump to my next level, my intermediate level. Okay, now this one is just importing your users. Okay, using that CSV file we created or saved at the start. Click start training. Okay, so first step, menu, patron, patron import. Now let's go next. From the main patron import page, select the CSV file from your computer that you saved. Now just go over this has header option. So the has header just relates to the very first field in your CSV file. If I bring up my CSV file again, you'll see here I have the first row, which tells me what's in that file. Okay, not all CSV files will have this row here. It's very important to have it because it does assist you in the next step of the patron import. But if it doesn't have it, it's not a big deal. You'll be able to figure out what fields what as you go. Okay, so I'll just ignore the fact that I have one. Okay, let's move this over here, and I'll leave it ticked. Okay, so if it wasn't there, all you have to do is untick, upload file. All it does is skip the very first row on your CSV file. Okay, so if you do happen to have a header and you untick this option, you'll just have a brand new patron with, you know, the first name as first name, surname as surname. So it's not a big deal, but definitely keep an eye on that. Okay. Click next on my smart training, click upload file. Okay, this will take you to your folder. You should be able to find that file from here. So just select it, click open. Okay, it takes us to the table mapping page. This is where you'll tell the system what each field is in the CSV file. Okay, so very important to get this part correct, but I'll walk you through it anyway. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is select your merge by. Now, the merge by option will merge patrons from SmartSuite to the patrons in your CSV file. Okay, so it's very important to get this one definitely correct. If you get it incorrect, you'll notice you'll have a whole bunch of new patrons on the system, and then you'll have to do a rollback. Okay, so merge by barcode just means that inside the CSV file, their barcode is there as one of the fields. Okay, you have a few options to merge by: barcode, email address, external ID, full name, or username. Now, just be careful. The barcode on the system must match the barcode in the CSV file. Okay, the full name must match what's in SmartSuite to what's in the CSV file. So if you use nicknames in your school, so let's say Mary Jane, my wife, okay, we call her J. Okay, if we added her into SmartSuite as J, and then we've gone to import the CSV file, merging by full name, it's going to create a whole new patron for Mary Jane because it's looking for Mary Jane Hobson Tom. It's not looking for J Hobson Tom. Okay, so keep that in mind. A lot of people will do merge by full name. However, in the SmartSuite system, they are using John instead of Donald or whatever it is. It's just not matching to what's in the CSV file. Okay, so you have a few other options to select by. By default, it's always set to barcode, which is always a good option. For the schools, I know a lot of you have your own barcodes that you have on a roll of barcodes, I guess you call it, and then you assign them to students afterwards. You would use something like Firstname or even external ID if say their student ID has been imported to the external ID field at some point, but I'll show you in the next step on how you can really figure that part out. But for this experiment, I will merge by barcode. Okay, so you can see here there's some red options and there's some green options, or red fields and some green fields. The system will automatically try and map the fields to where they would match up in SmartSuite. Okay, and it uses that header column. If the header matches our field, so a role class, we would call that a homeroom. Year level will be classification. It'll try and match it up for you. You can see it's done that on these last four fields here. It's picked up our homeroom off the role class. Year, it's straight away picked that up as classification. Username, email address, email. Okay, but you can see I've got here 3 red columns. Okay, so it doesn't know what an enrollment ID is. It doesn't know what a preferred family name is. It also doesn't know what a preferred given name is. Okay, so now it's your job to tell the system what is in this field. So I'm going to tell it that the barcode's in this field. Okay, I'm going to tell it that the surname is in this field. Okay, so simple, click, type, and then click on the option you want. First name. Okay, they will change to this beige color or yellow color, whatever you want to call it. All right, I can now then double check, yes, that's all correct. Beautiful. Okay, and again, you can go through the smart training on those options as well. Click next. Okay, it says here preview changes, so it's just in the way, so I'm just going to pop this out. Click next step there. Okay, next step. Beautiful. Okay, so this is the preview changes page. It's very important. I mean, all the steps are very important, but this one's very important because it'll tell you what the system is going to be doing with that CSV file. Okay, so you can see here, it's all marked as green. Right? Green means it's going to update an existing patron. You can tell that by the word update here on each one. Okay, so it's saying this is the barcode that I am updating. Here's the current value as it sits right now in SmartSuite. Okay, and you can see that because we marked everyone as left. Okay, and here's what I'm updating that patron to. Okay, so all the other information is matching from what's in SmartSuite to what's in the CSV file. The only things that are different are the homeroom and the classification. Okay, so anything that the system will change will be marked as this yellow box with the red text. Okay, so keep an eye on that. If it was a brand new patron, okay, they would appear as a different color, and I'll show you just quickly as an example. So I'm just editing my CSV file. YT2. I'm just going to go back and re-upload my file. Upload this one next. Okay, so you can see I've got my patron in there at the bottom there. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. This is my barcode. This is my surname. This is my first name. Next step. Okay, didn't get it. That's right, parent surname. Surname, so just untick and retick. Next step. Okay, so it will load the top patrons first. Just click load more. Okay, you can see here it's marked as red and it's got the tag on it new. Okay, so do keep an eye out for these. You don't have to go through every single preview. Just click load more to load the next 10 or I think it's 5 each. Okay, so go through and load them all as much as you want. You don't have to load them all, but double check. Okay, so if you know that Donald Hoppy T is already in the system and it's marking them as new, you know you've done something incorrect in the previous step. So you can go back and go, I'm merging by you know, their username when they don't have a username, so it's trying to create new patrons. So it allows you to just fix any errors before you make them. Okay, so as you can see, that is a new patron. These are update patrons. Okay, so existing users on the system being updated, a brand new student or staff member being added to the system will appear like this. Okay, I've gone through, I've checked, I'm super happy. I'm going to click perform changes. Okay, now this is the security code. Now we've added this just so people are 100% careful in what they're doing when they're doing Patreon imports. Okay, so what you're going to do here is from your menu, mailbox, right click, open in new tab. Okay, if you do not open it in a new tab, you will have to start again. Okay, so make sure that you right click, open a new tab. This one, open a new tab. Okay, it'll open up the mailbox in a new tab where you can get. Click on system and grab your security code. Okay, I'll go back to my Patreon import page. Okay, just remember your tabs. Okay, remember your tabs always. Enter in my security code, confirm. Okay, you sure you want to do this? Yep. Okay, the system will go through, tell you what it's doing. It'll be there longer as you're importing more students because it's such a small file. It doesn't really have anything to show. Once it's complete, you'll get these two. Okay, so run finalize jobs. Okay, as long as it comes up blue, you're all good. Run after import validations. All validations pass means it's all good. But if it does appear as red for whatever reason, you can click on your validations. You'll get a pop-up appear that will show you what errors it's found. Now these errors could be duplicate patrons. So let's say you made a mistake and you did not merge by the correct option. Okay. And it created a whole bunch of new patrons with the same barcode. Okay, it'll tell you there are duplicate barcodes. It will tell you if there are duplicate external IDs or anything like that. Okay, so that you can go, okay, I've made a mistake. What do I do now? Do not close this page. Okay, you can close the pop-up that appears over your finalization page. But do not close this page if you do have any validations that need to be looked into. Okay, you can roll back your import so that you can fix it and then re-import. Okay, so all the rollback does is any changes made to the patron management section. Okay, so new patrons added, patrons updated. Let's say you did it correct. However, all the names, instead of being their first name, surname, you've spun it round and now their surname is their first name and their surname is their first name is their surname. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. But what you'll do if you do muck up the import, click go back. Okay, it'll show you all your information and you have a rollback option here. Okay, if you click that, as I said before, all it's going to do is take the patron section and put it back to what it was before you did your import. Okay, so very important. Again, I said it again, very important rollback feature. Okay, so as long as you do not leave this page, you have the option to roll back. If you leave the page, you will need to contact us and we will fix it up for you and then import the patrons. Okay, so definitely remember, rollback feature. Do not leave the validation finalization page. Click go back to rollback. Okay, so as you saw on the import that I did, everything was fine. It all completed as it should have. Okay, I'm going back to my smart training. Next, I've done that. Got it. Next. Once the import has been successful, there you go. Keep your import window open. You'll be able to roll back. Okay, verify details. If you found issues, yep. Finish. Beautiful. Finish my 4, I think it was. Let's click here. Yep, 4th. Alright. So that's my intermediate done. Now my advanced is reporting on patrons who have left. So this is the last step that you'll do, well, second to last step that you'll do for your start of year steps. Okay, so let's go start training. I want to go to reports, so menu, reports, next, reports created by FSI, current loans, so reports created by FSI, current loans, loans by classification. You can run overdues as well, it's up to you. Select your class grade of left, 2023, close and generate. Okay, there are no current loans, which is perfect. If there were, they would appear in this list here. So it would say, Mary Jane has X books overdue or currently on loan. You can then notify admin or whoever it is that you need to notify. Hi, Erica. Oh, thank you. I feel well. No, I feel old, but I feel good. Oh, it's good to see you, Erica. Or good to talk to you, Erica. I hope you're well in your new school. Once we have confirmed that all overdues or all loans are returned, what I would do is then delete those users who are in that left classification. Okay. Now you can do this step before doing the reports. It's totally up to you because the system will only delete those who do not have any current loans. Okay, but I'll show you how to do that now. I'll just click finish on this. From your menu, you want to go to configuration, global functions, under functions created by FSI, select patron, and then delete patrons by classification. Okay, so same thing as you did before, you'll go down and find your left class grade, search. Okay, if there were any patrons still in there, you would see them listed here. Okay, you can go through and click on the ones you want to delete, or if you want to delete them all, do not click any, just click this button down here, arrow up by filter, confirm. Okay, then anyone that did not have any current loans or overdues on their patron account would be removed, and then you would go to your reports, report on those patrons to start getting those items back. Alrighty, so that is your start of year procedures. It's very simple once you know what you're doing, obviously. Definitely jump into the Smart training and have a look, run some of the other trainings. After each training you get a badge. So if you click view my achievements, okay, this is my patron. For some reason it's not showing my achievements. Oh, there we go. Okay, you see I've got gold star, meaning I've completed all of the sessions or trainings in the Smart start of year procedures module. If you were, say, halfway through, you'll see you have a silver, or if you've just started and finished your first couple, you'll have a bronze. Okay, so definitely keep an eye on those as well. We've got some really cool stuff coming up where you can utilize your badges, but yeah, it'll be pretty cool. So yeah, that's it. I really hope everyone enjoyed this session. I hope that you guys jump in and start your start of the year. I know a lot of you have already finished your start of year procedures, and I can't wait to speak to you all shortly.